They ain't got the best team on the game. Yes, they is, nigga. They're the best team in the NFL. That's how you. That's the reason why. That's the reason why you want to play me, Ray. Nigga, in real life, the Ravens are the best team. On the game, the Ravens is the best team, nigga, because they update it every day. They updated Lamar Jackson, all the players, the linemen, and everything. They the best team on the game, period. Josh, I'm not complaining.
It's the NFL
though,
on EA Sports as we are in the inner harbor of Baltimore at M&T Bank Stadium. The two teams emerging from their respective tunnels a minute ago to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. They're all set as their Ravens will match up with the Houston Texans. So here's Kaimi Fairbairn to do the honors. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
Ready, 55. Check, 55 to Mike. I'm coming.
And the former Heisman winner, this is Mark Ingram. And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
On 2nd and 7, Jackson being chased out left. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. And just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. They'll try to run for the first with Ingram. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Well, so much for picking it up on the ground on 3rd down. 3rd play of the drive, and this defense showing strong early.
I wonder how much of that was scouting. I wonder how much of that was a gut feeling like, okay, let's just go ahead and sell out here and get after them, thinking they're going to run the football and stuff them early, because they've now set the tone. They've set a precedent right here. If you're going to try and run the ball against us, it could be hard going throughout this game.
And this is incomplete. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And the Texans take over an excellent field position.
24, 19. Check, nickel. Check. Alert.
On 1st and 10, Watson. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Kenny Stills the intended receiver, and it's 2nd down. Throwing again is Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Marching in for the sack, Matthew Judon. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. Watson now to throw, and Stills bringing it in. They do get 18, but even that won't be quite enough. It's 4th down. Now on 4th and inches, they're going to want to talk this over. We get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And it's now 3-0 Texans. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Angelo Blackson. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now Jackson. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2. Whitney Merciless barreling in for the sack.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball in this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. Off of play action, it's Watson going deep for Hopkins. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
But one thing's for sure, when you get a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. And this one complete to Will Fuller. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A pickup of 11 and a Texans 1st down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston 1st down. On the ground, this is Johnson. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. On 2nd down, Johnson. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. And he's going to be down close to a 1st down at the Ravens 14. Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. And that's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And with it, time has expired on the 1st quarter. Texans football to start quarter 2 as they've got it with 4th down and 1. On their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goal is probably not what they were hoping for.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Ingram again, a first down carry. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
Let's get that ball, dude. Let's get that ball right here. Mike 55, Mike 55. Hey, eat. Zoom. Pull it together. Mike 55, Mike 55, Mike 55. Exit, and go.
On 2nd and 12, Jackson. Open man is the tight end, Nick Boyle. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. But just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Jackson from the shotgun. Forced out to his left. He's going to take off with it. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Drop deep.
On 2nd down, Ingram. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. Here we go on 4th down with Jackson. That's to his running back, complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. 12 yards the pickup there, good for a Raven first.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. From the gun, it's a run for Ingram. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run.
Let's go. Hey, come on. Here we go, D. Here I come.
3rd and 2, here's Jackson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. CD, with that incompletion, let's talk AFC playoff picture. I think you and I agree that if you put together any sort of power rankings, we'd put Baltimore #1, certainly in the AFC. But you look ahead to the playoffs getting started on January 4th. Who do you see as their main competitor for that Lamar Hunt trophy?
Well, tradition and us not wanting to be wrong dictates that we say New England next. And rightly so, because of the number of Lombardi trophies they've won, how they've always played at this time of year. But the bottom line to me is the prime contenders right now for Baltimore, Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes has gotten together and the defense is playing better. And Buffalo really showed me something when they beat Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh on a Sunday night in Week 15.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now Watson. He's letting this one go for Fuller. He's got it at the 15. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. On first down, Watson to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
It's now 2nd and 10.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw again. Watson got an open man. It's QT. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. Less than an extra point attempt here. This is an 18-yarder. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. And he will be brought down as time has now run out on this first half of action. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the 3rd quarter. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
He's 24, 24, 25, alert, alert.
Hatchet, check 13, check 13.
A running play here on first down is going to go nowhere as he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Johnson, the intended target, and now it's second down. With that incompletion, you know, Charles, one of the big storylines in the final few weeks of the season lies in the AFC South. Tennessee and Houston battling back and forth. Houston won round 1, week 15, a victory in Nashville. But which of those two teams do you think has the potential to go deeper in the playoffs?
Well, Tennessee just lost at home to Houston, and now we'll have to go on the road to play them again in Week 17. So I would say, on the surface, you would think Houston. They have the quarterback as well in Deshaun Watson that scares everyone. But I'm picking Tennessee as the team that could go deeper because of their defense. That's really a top 5 defense on any given Sunday. Their ability to rush the passer, their ability to play the ball in the air. I like that Tennessee team, and I think Ryan Tannehill, the switch to him at quarterback, has really energized that club.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. He finds his target, Fuller. He's up to 87 yards receiving now, and it's a first down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense, and reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him.
Nice team. You got to get the ball, D. Get the ball right here. Let's go.
First down, a run with Hyde. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From the gun, here's Watson. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A 24-yard touchdown. And the Texans push further out in front. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Second half, no matter what, whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever, this was a big score to start the second half.
And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And now he's going to use his legs. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs. Able to improvise and get the first. Jackson now off the bootleg. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
I thought they were going to sack him there like they did on first down. Great coverage, but he found a way to move with his legs.
Yeah, his ability to take off, not only did he get some yardage back, he got a little bit extra. Really helps him on third down, makes it manageable now.
They'll roll him out right. He may try and run for this. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Throwing is Jackson. He's going to find his tight end Boyle. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 22-yard line. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Back now in Baltimore. It's the Ravens with possession of the football, but trailing on the big board as we get set for the 4th.
Check, 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 check. Rotate.
Back to the running game. It's Ingram. And, boy, this defense, again, really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these.
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Now it's Jackson. Dancing to his left. He's Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Texans scoop it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, partner, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the 4th quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out. Now the pass, and it's into the arms of Hopkins. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, 4th quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say, he's got daylight. It's complete. Stills. Touchdown, Houston. Kenny Stills, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Texans push further out in front. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Now, that turnover might just about do it here. 4th quarter, the lead that you got, they can just run the football, run the clock. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. The 20, 10. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, 83 yards. And the Texans push further out in front. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Here's Jackson. Flushed out right. And he's going to keep it here. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a 1st down.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier on this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
Now it's Jackson. Flush to his right. He'll run it. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Looked at me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big adjustment, but much more emphasis on making sure they knew where he was when he decided to take off and go.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson. It's brought in here by Willie Snead. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Willie Snead. 37 yards. And the Ravens cut into that lead. Tucker with the extra point. And that'll cut the lead down now to 22. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively they burn it here with 1:51 left. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. 2nd and 12 after the 1st down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. And Watson's going to throw it here. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
After the interception, here's Jackson. Jackson hit, and he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. And a loose football. And the Texans scoop it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Following the fumble recovery, Watson. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the fourth quarter trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. They'll throw on first down with Jackson. Buying time to his left. Now he'll pull it down. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down. One last shot for Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to lose a yard or two, taken down behind the line. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the 1 touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This is the type of performance you get. They can't fashion together any offense, no consistency, and they just took control.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden.
You need to get your face back tomorrow. Hey, watch yourself on YouTube, though. You on YouTube.
Watch what stuff?
Huh?
Watch what stuff on